Hi, I'm Steve with Missouri Right to Life, and we're going to ask you to do something shocking. We're going to ask you to educate America about what actually happens in an abortion, and it's shocking. Why would we ask you to do this? Let me tell you a story why. I was teaching a class of teenagers about what happens in an abortion. There was a room mother in the room that morning, and after the class she came up to me and said, "I'm 45 years old, and what you told me this morning was shocking. When I walked in here, I considered myself pro-choice. After I heard you describe what happens in an abortion, I was shocked. I wanted to tell you, I now consider myself pro-life." Another story is a young man, actually a man about 50 years old, who came up to me after a talk about abortion. He said, "I've been pro-life my entire life, but I had no idea what actually happens in an abortion. When I heard you describe it, I was shocked." There's another instance down in College Station, Texas. An executive director of a Planned Parenthood facility in College Station, Texas, Abby Johnson, said she had never been inside the abortion facility when they were performing an abortion inside the surgical center. So she went in to see what actually happens in an abortion after having worked there for 8 years. Abby Johnson said she watched the monitor as they performed a suction abortion, and she was shocked. She said she saw the child crumple into this tube and disappear from the womb. She quit Planned Parenthood that day. So what do those three stories have in common? All three of those people were shocked when they heard what happened in an abortion. Most of America has never heard what actually happens in an abortion, and we believe they would react the same way as those three people. We're asking you to educate America about what happens in an abortion. In addition to the suction abortion, which you heard about earlier, there's a D&C abortion that you might mention as well to your legislator or to your pro-life candidate. A D&C abortion is where an abortionist takes a curved knife called a curette and literally dismembers the child piece by piece into a basin. They pull the child out into a basin and have to put the child together at a sink to make sure they didn't leave any pieces inside the mother. Another abortion is a D&E abortion. In a D&E abortion, the abortionist takes a pliers-like instrument, reaches into the womb and grabs a leg or an arm and twists violently until it comes loose, and then they repeat that process until all of the pieces of the child are removed. In a saline abortion, they actually take the amniotic fluid out of the womb and replace it with a strong salt solution. The child then swallows this salt solution, burning her lungs with every swallow, until after an hour or so she goes into convulsions and dies. The mother then delivers a dead baby. Those abortions are not performed very much anymore because too many children were born alive. We had to pass the Born Alive Infant Protection Act to protect those children that were born alive during a botched saline abortion. Or a partial birth abortion, which has also been banned. In a partial birth abortion, they took a scissors and put it in the base of a child's neck as the child was being delivered, all but the head, and then put a tube inside the hole created by that scissors to suck the child's brains out. The skull collapses, and they finish the delivery of a dead child. That has been banned, but the administration in Washington, D.C. would have us take all restrictions off of abortions, and that abortion would make a comeback. In a pregnancy reduction abortion, in a pregnancy where there's a multi-fetal pregnancy, the abortionist will take a needle and choose one or maybe more of those children in the womb in a multi-fetal pregnancy, and put a needle through the mother's abdomen into the chest and then into the heart of the child that was chosen, and the poison goes into the heart and kills that child or those children. I'm not okay with that, and I hope that you're not either. Now, you can go to MissouriLife.org and get details on these abortions, get details on this program. Here's what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to call your candidates who are calling themselves pro-life during this election cycle between now and November. Call them and urge them, strongly urge them to say when abortion comes up in a debate, when it comes up in a speech, when it comes up in an interview, to say, "I'm pro-life because I know what happens in an abortion. They put a tube inside the mother's womb that has a razor inside of it. And when the vacuum is turned on, the child is literally sucked through the razor and the remains go into a collection jar. And I'm not okay with that. That's why I'm pro-life. That's the message we want you to carry to the candidates in your area, whether they're running for city council, whether they're running for a statewide office, or whether they're running for the senator of your state. We want you to encourage them, strongly encourage them, to carry that message of what happens in an abortion. And the result of that will be that the press will hear this. And the result of the press hearing this is that America will hear it. We're trying to tie from you to the candidate to the press to America. That's our goal, is to educate America, and you're the linchpin to be able to do that.